Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is good. We are back a week off. We have had an exciting week, actually, this week of stuff happening. Some big things on the horizon as well. Hopefully, I'll have a couple of people joining me soon. I am trying to also source a picture for this section of other news. If I can manage it, I feel it's quite important going forward that I ask people about this and what they think about it. So it's not playing ball with me today. So yeah, that being of the launch of Raw on Netflix. We have some more details about that. Some coming Saturday, some coming in the interim, some today as well. So hopefully, well, hey, we've managed it. Don't know how it's going to look. Give you a quick sneak. Yeah, it looks good. So yeah, there's that. Which we'll come to at some stage. So, starting off, where are we going to start off? Let's start off at the logical place this time. Let's start off on the logical place of Raw. Why not? Let me make sure I get the comments up and stuff. So yeah, we have quite a few things happening on there, which is good. Gunther started off the show. Says there's a lot of things that I want to say about Damien Priest. I had to stop there because I always get that wrong. He comes out to interrupt. He says, say the things that you want to say about me to my face. They talk a little bit of rubbish to each other. Ludwig Kaiser then comes out to big up Gunther. He then ends up taking out Ludwig, and then Gunther kind of backs off and runs. Not the best start to the show, to be honest. Not the best start at all. You obviously all know my love for Gunther's in-ring promo work. So yeah, the less you say about that, the better. There was then a tag team match, which again has been one of my bugbears. We've seen a lot of times Damage Control versus PR Fusion Collective. This time Damage Control won that one. They then have the looming question of who's going to be the fifth man for the War Games team. Sammy says that he'll find someone, and that, yeah, he'll find someone. Kofi Kingston then faced Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne won that one. Bronson Reed comes out and talks some rubbish about Seth Rollins and said, if you want your revenge, I'm right here. Seth Rollins comes out with a mic and runs down to the ring for a brawl. Again, this is a bit of storyline building, I think. But yeah, I do want to kind of see it end in sort of a last man standing match or something like that. Sammy then tells us a little bit more about who he wants as the fifth man. He asked Seth Rollins to join. But Seth Rollins basically said that he'll never join forces. He'll never do that. He thinks you're out of goddamn mind. So that was that one written off. We would find out the progression of that on the next part of the show. Judgment Day dragged Miz down to the ring. Out comes the Wyatt Six. They kind of have a big brawl. Final Testament stand tall on that one. So that looks like that's the storyline that they're going to go with. Solo then asks Seth Rollins if he wants to join with them. he said, "I'll never join forces with a wannabe Roman Reigns." So that didn't go down very well. We then found out that Braun Breaker and Sheamus would be fighting for the IC title next week on Raw. And then we found out that the main event, as we know, was Jade Cargill and Bianca versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan for the title. Jade and Bianca retain. Nia Jax then comes in and takes out them both. Naomi tries to attack her, but she also gets flattened too. Sky comes in and takes out Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. They all ganged up on Nia Jax at the end. I don't really got what the point of all that was, to be honest. So, yeah, that was Raw. So, moving on to NXT. NXT was good because we are leading up to the Iron Survivor Challenge. When it comes around to it, when it gets a bit closer, because I think it's 2 weeks away, I'll speak more at length into what the Iron Survivor Challenge is going to be on NXT. It's a really cool concept, and it all goes for a title shot in the future. We also find out who the next match would be between for the title. That is at Deadline, the pay-per-view, but then the Iron Survivor will be have a chance at a later date. So NXT banners again. So NXT. So there was a tag team match to start off proceedings. Jakara Jackson and Last Legend faced off with Stephanie Becker and Julia. Julia and Stephanie Becker won that match. There was then the first Iron Survivor qualifying match in the women's side, Cora Jade against Sol Ruka. I was really hoping that one of these would win, and I got my wish. Sol Ruka did win that. Digging that a lot because we're all for people getting pushed up and given an opportunity. So there was then Wesley against Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander won that one. Trick comes out and calls out Ridge Holland. Instead, Andre Chase comes out and says that he's also got a thing with Ridge Holland, and kind of talks about him. There will be a number one contenders match between Andre Chase and Ridge Holland to see who's going to face Trick at Deadline. There was Rizzo against Nikita Lyons. Nikita Lyons wins, but is attacked by Rizzo after with a match with a crowbar. Javon Evans versus Lexis King. Javon Evans won that one. I also believe that one, I forgot to put it in my notes, but that was another Iron Survivor qualifying match, which I'm really pleased with that decision as well. We then found out that further to the number one contenders match, that if Andre Chase loses, Chase U then must disband. So that could be quite big. They've had quite a really long running storyline in NXT, and they've been a big part of it. So that could be interesting to see. We then had a North American Championship match to end the night. We had Fallon Henley versus Kalani Jordan. Fallon Henley retains after an attack from the outside that the ref did not see. So, going to do SmackDown first. Smacky down. So, Cody Rhodes, to be honest, SmackDown was the better of the two shows this week, which I don't say very often, but it was. So Cody started off the show. He said, "Kevin Owens, you crossed the line. I know you're back there. Will you please come out now?" Kevin doesn't come out, but Nick Aldis does instead. Nick Aldis goes on to say that he used the pile driver, and there's a reason why that move is outlawed in this company, as we don't want this generation ended up in wheelchairs in 20 years' time. until we figure this out, that he won't be able to enter the arena. And we can't have him here, basically. Cody then asks him and tells him that he needs to settle this himself. Nick Aldis kind of bats that off and says he will not be here until it's solved internally. Cody said that he's being blamed for what's happened to Randy Orton. He tells Nick the ball is in your court, but it won't be long. But he won't wait for long. There was then a first round match for the Women's United States Championship match. It's the little tournament format. Bailey won against Candice LeRae, which is a little bit annoying because I was hoping this title would be for the people that are kind of mid-card and looking to get a push. Other matches are Bianca versus Chelsea Green. Blair Davenport versus Jade. God, I've done that completely wrong. We'll skip past that bit. We'll do that at a later date. LA Knight comes out to mock Logan Paul, says that I don't defend my title 2 times a year. LA Knight issues an open challenge. Del Fantasma comes out and grabs a mic. Why can't you say something cool or interesting? He then mocks the crowd and it said that you're not tired of hearing yourself speak. Gives the opportunity for LA Knight gives the opportunity to Berto instead of Del Fantasma. LA Knight wins, but is attacked by the return of Nakamura. This could be quite exciting to see them both go at it. Solo and the New Bloodline make it to the ring. The OG Bloodline come out and there's a brawl. Bronson Reed makes an appearance to signal that maybe he is the 5th member of the War Games team from the New Bloodline side. Kevin Owens posted a video. He says that he's turned up to the arena and got turned away, saying that it's all not fair. Nick Aldis called him and says that he needs to turn up next week, next SmackDown in Salt Lake City. But he says that's all because of Cody. I'm not showing up for any of you. I'm showing up for me, is what he ended with. Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits was the title match, but Ciampa turns up and attacks Street Profits, so it ends in a disqualification. Nia Jax and Naomi in the title match. Nia retains to no surprise. The show ends with Roman calling the wise man, but the call tone says that the number you have called is not in service. So, quickly going over to AEW. So, Christian Cage and Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White and Juice Robinson started off the show. Christian Cage and Hangman Adam Page won that one. Will Ospreay comes to the ring and calls out Carl Fletcher. This is a fantastic segment. I'm excited to see where it goes. They both set up a match between themselves at Full Gear. And then it goes straight into Lance Archer versus Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong wins, which means he gets the Full Gear match against MJF for winning 3 consecutive matches. I think it will probably turn into a triple threat between him, Roderick Strong, and why can't I think of this now? It'll come back to me. Takeshita then comes out to attack Roderick Strong, and then Adam Cole comes out as well, and that starts their match in which Takeshita wins. Bobby Lashley says that he'll hurt Swerve at Full Gear, which is really scary. John Moxley talks trash about Orange Cassidy and others. Orange comes out to respond with Mark Briscoe and Ricky Romero. Orange Cassidy challenged Willie to a match next week, and Mox agreed. As Mox was trying to leave, Darby Allin dove onto him from the crowd. There's a brawl outside with Darby and Claudio Castagnoli. Britt Baker versus Penelope Ford. Britt Baker won. Leo Rush versus Swerve Strickland. Swerve won that one. After the match, he called out Bobby Lashley. He and MVP showed up. That left Shelton Benjamin to attack Swerve from behind. Then they all take him out. There was a full gear qualifying match for the. I've still got the SmackDown banner up. That's not good, is it? There was a full gear qualifying match for the titles against FTR and House of Black. House of Black won that one. So that's it in the world of wrestling. I've got some extra bits that we're going to go over quickly. One being the new. Let's take out that and other news. So I alluded it to earlier on. There's a new logo that was put out on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. This apparently is the logo for Raw when it comes to Netflix. It's not got the best response from everyone. I don't think it looks amazing. Don't think it looks absolutely terrible, but it is what it is. We've also found out that the first Raw on Netflix will be in the arena that the Clippers basketball team play, and that Travis Scott will be making an appearance on that show. So we got some things lined up for that. Although there was some issues with the streaming of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, so Netflix need to improve on that before premium live events come. Becky Lynch is set to return pretty soon. John Cena has announced this week that he'll be in the Royal Rumble. Wade Barrett may have an in-ring return pretty soon, but on a short-term program. Speedball Mike Bailey is currently close to his end on his TNA contract. He's looking apparently to join AEW. NXT think they might have an ECW base night yearly after the success of the NXT show at the ECW arena. And then, like I alluded to, there was some streaming issues for the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. So that's left people a little bit worried on the state of that and if it will be fixed by the time all the big pay-per-views come around. So that's it, really. Patreon's at the top. My Instagram is here. Big things coming up. Obviously, there is Full Gear, Deadline, NXT, and then War Games all around the same time. So I can't wait for all three of those. Hope the rest of your week is really good. And we'll see you again on Sunday. Until then, take care.